Are you having the I'm I'm just done. Like I don't have much else left to give and I'm wearing myself out. Ah. Well, we're coming to the end of August, guys. Today is August 31st and I have to push through because if I want to get on this trip to Greece and Turkey, then I have to push through. Like I have to make myself do something. So I am in my office today and I'm working on sending out an email to every single customer I've ever had or anybody who's ever created an account underneath of my um, I guess in my contacts. I sorted them differently this time. It wasn't last purchase. This is going to be an email out to the most orders. So it'll start at the beginning of whoever has placed the most orders with me, and then I kind of go through and I just check them. So how um let's see, where should I start? I'm already in this here, so let me send this one and I'll walk you guys through. Okay, so I'm going to walk you guys through where and how I got in here. So I go to the contacts tab and then I click, let me get this here, sorry. Then I click sort and filter, and I click most or number of orders, and then I just do view. It sorts it for me. It is great. I don't have to worry about like anything else. I am now on page 6. So I've already sent pages 1, 2, and 3. I sent the first one out a couple days ago, and then I'm finishing up what I started. So I do select all. Now I'm only leaving 50 on there because I want to go through and look at these individually to make sure if there's like happen to be any people who have joined my team. So they used to be a customer and now they're a teamie because I'm sorting again by most number of orders. This is also my list of people I talked to about joining Scentsy because are partnering with me because they've been placing so many orders. I let them know how much money they could have made or how much money I made off of them. So I go through and um, I select all, and then I just kind of dwindle down. So there is I make sure it has an email address. That's why it's really important to get the email information and input all of it into your contacts whenever you're sending or creating an order for a customer. That way you have all this information. And then I just kind of go through. There's a couple of people in here that have passed away, so I had to remove them again, or teamies, or maybe somebody, honestly, that I did not really connect well with. They found me, and then maybe they were rude, or maybe they decided I was not the best consultant for them. Maybe that's the best way to say it. So I just kind of go through and I know my customers by name. I know the ones who order from me all the time. As I dwindle in towards the end of people who have placed like maybe one order here or no orders, like they just registered an account and looked around, but they never actually ordered anything, then I'll have to make a decision on what I'm going to be sending. But again, as long as they're not a teamie and as long as I have their email address, they're getting sent no matter what. I'm just, unless there's an issue. Like I said, there's a couple in here that were an issue, so I removed them. And I'm just going through. So that's kind of what I'm doing today. I'm Okay. I had to make sure. I was like, that looked like a teamie's name, but it's not. Different last name. But that's what I'm doing today. I am trying to finish up the month of August, but I'm not trying to really get August orders. I'm trying to get orders for basically for September and how I'm doing it. So once I decide I select these, I click email at the bottom. So I selected the ones I'm going to do. This one has 40. Oh, 40. Oh, there was somebody I selected that didn't have an email address. Okay, so 40 contacts that I'm sending out an email to. When I click on here, then it asks me to click the email editor. I'm doing a new email editor. It's a beta. This is a new process, which is so much easier. And this is a marketing email because I want marketing email because I can find out how many people clicked into the email, how many people opened it, or how many were undeliverable. And then that way I can go back and I can either delete their email address or hopefully not send them an email if their email's not working. So then I have, here, I just copy and paste my email that I've already created. Now, the email I created, I did through, sorry, I'm copying, Chat GPT. I basically inputted all the information of what what I wanted to hit. What information did I want to portray to my customer? So the subject title is Fall Fun is Here. Explore new scents, seasonal must-haves, and how you can join the journey to Greece. So that's like my subject line. And then in the body, excuse me, in the body of the email, I just, it's basically like the harvest collection is releasing, and I have some flip books. Somebody had posted them in a group, so I basically just copy and pasted them into here. I also made sure on the flip book, um, don't just grab them off of someone who's posted it on their profile. Make sure you're going into one of the groups. And this is the reason why. I didn't realize it. But on these flip books, anybody can make them. And you can make them to where they attach to your website. So that means if they go in and they click on something and they're scrolling through and they're like, ooh, and they want to zoom in, it could accidentally take them to another person's website. So you want to make sure that this is like the stuff that's shared in groups, and always double check. Always open it, flip through it, click on different things to make sure it's not sending it to someone else's website. You don't want that to happen. So I just have the harvest collection and the fall and winter catalog. Let's see. And then I also talk about that I'm on my incredible incentive trip. Like I'm working towards my incredible incentive trip. Now, I thought about putting my numbers on there. I'm not doing bad, but I'm also not doing great. So let me pull my numbers up real quick so I can. So right now, with this last month, I had 3,880 points for this month so far, but in case I get any other orders. And then I also have 500 sponsoring points. No, I have 1,000. Sorry, I have 1,000 sponsoring points because I did have a new teamie get certified. Now she is working towards level 1, but I'm not going to just wait on her to get all of my sponsoring points. I want to try and work on getting new teamies. So in here, I talk about my journey. I have to give them a couple of options to help me. They're like hosting a party, whether online or in person, partnering with me, starting your own adventure. And then I give my information, my name, my phone number, my email address, along with my website. So in case for some reason they don't know what my website is, then it gives them another place to click. I want to make sure all the information is there. And why would I want to do that? I want to make sure that they don't have to go look, because if I'm in an email and I have to go look for something like, oh, wait, what was my password or what was the website again? And I had to go look for it, I may get distracted. So if it's already there, I can click on it and it can open. So again, it's just all about the way I process information. I want it all in one email. If your mind tells you no, you want to do it a different way, guys, remember, this is my journey. So the tips and tricks that I'm giving you are things that I'm doing in my business. These are working for me. And sometimes I try it and then I come back and I'm like, this is what happened. Kind of like at the beginning of the month, I had talked about sending out messages, but I never had a call to action. I never had them respond. So the messages I sent, or I guess it wasn't this month, it was last month, but the messages that were sent weren't responded to because I never asked them to respond. So I'm trying to make sure that I am giving directions of what I want from them if they're wanting XYZ. And this is a process that you go through. It's kind of like you have to trial and error. What works for your customer? Now, email has not been ultimately successful for me, but I have to keep trying it because if it only hits 5 customers, that's about as many as I was getting on text messages. So if I'm emailing them and then I'm going to text message them starting tomorrow and I'm off Monday because, Monday's a holiday. That way I get some time to then text message. So they'll get an email and text message. Guys, they have to see things 7 times before they're going to start to remember. So I want to make sure that I'm still being relevant. Now, there's difference of who I send text messages to and how on repeat. So if I am sending no, that's not right. Let me rewind that. I actually will send out messages even if they haven't responded. Yeah, I will send out messages unless they've responded saying, take me off your list or I'm not interested, then that's the difference. So you got to make sure that you are finding a way to either remove them from a list or put them something in their name saying do not contact them, something that you're going to remember. And sometimes I forget. If they give me a home phone in the workstation and I go to text them, sometimes I forget. But I try to put in their name that this is a phone only, no, like home phone, no text. And I put that in. So that's what I'm working on. I am trying to not only finish this month up, I'm doing well. I'm doing better than I expected. I hit over 2,500. I thought about trying to push to 3,000, but I did such a huge jump that I didn't want to overextend myself yet. I'm going to be pushing for more next month. And I guess like overextending myself. I normally get between 1,000 and 1,700, like always in that mark consistently. So I got almost 1,000 more. So I look at it as I want to do small increments. I don't want to get everybody all at once because then there's a lot of work for me to do on follow up. It's not a lot of work. Man, my words just, I mean, let's just be serious. It's a lot of work to follow up with each one of these customers. So if I double it, I got to make sure that I'm keeping stuff in a manageable amount of follow up because I know me. And school has started. So I don't really have the whole month of free time like I had the first 2 weeks of August. So again, this is me trying to be as real as I can because I want you guys to understand that the way that my mind works and the way that your mind works, or maybe a leader that you've seen, or maybe your teamies, all of our minds work differently. So you have to find ways and situations that you can manage and maintain. So consistency is the biggest part of this business because I have outworked and out-survived a lot of my teamies above me and below me. There's a lot of people that have quit Scentsy for whatever reason, and whatever reason is their reason. I don't ever look down. I'm like, but you can come back for free. I always tell them that. I'm never going to guilt them into staying because I want people in my business or in my organization or people that I collab with that want to be here. You want to find those positive people. I can't deal with the negative Nellies. I can't deal with someone constantly saying, well, I can't do that. I don't have time. My life is horrible right now. And every time I talk to you, your life is horrible, I can't deal with it. And it's not that I don't have empathy for you, but I had empathy for you for the last 7 text messages. I can't continue having empathy for someone who's not trying to change their circumstances. If you want more money, you have to do more work. You see how that is? Like what you're doing right now is getting you the money that you're getting right now. So if you want more, you have to do more. And the excuses have to stop. And you have to be honest about it. And if you're not honest with you don't have to be honest with me, but be honest with yourself. If you're not going to do it, don't tell me that you did it and you got no success. Because if you're doing the things that I'm doing, you should get some success. If you're sending out 200-300 emails, you should get something. Does that make sense? Like you need to attempt to do more than what you've done. So if you've never sent out emails the first time, they may not see it. So technically the first time is like a dry run. Like you're trying to work on practicing on making sure your wording is good. Send a test email to yourself first. That's real easy to do. Try that just so you can see it in an email. How's it look on the phone? How's it look on your laptop? How do you think most of your customers is this work emails? Are they all giving you their personal emails? And you can kind of tell that by when it says like Sexy Mama 2004. And if that's your email, I'm sorry. I'm just giving an example. I tried to make sure it wasn't anything I've seen. But you can tell that's somebody's personal email. That's not what they're going to use at work. But then you can also tell when it's like their first and last name at a major corporation. You can tell that that's kind of their business. So again, you want to. These are all the things that I think of before I send the email. I want to make sure it looks good. I want to make sure it's readable. Um, you want to make sure it's readable and that it flows. So you read it to yourself, read it out loud. Whenever you come up with any kind of wording, read it out loud and see if you stumble on the words, if they flow really well, if it sounds like you. Is this something you would say? I do a lot of my text messages and my emails, and would these words come out of my mouth? I'm not going to use supercalifragilisticexpialidocious in here unless it had a purpose, because I wouldn't use it in normal conversation about Mary Poppins, or unless I'm talking about, really long words. But don't use words you wouldn't use. And if you are using anything like ChatGPT or any one of the AI writers, make sure that you tell it a tone. I want you to create a Facebook post that states whatever you're wanting to promote or talk about, and put a funny tone with it. Put a happy tone. I always put a southern tone to it, or a Texan tone. I want to make sure it has a little bit of that country in it, because that's the way I talk. I say y'all. I don't say you are, or you guys, or you'ns, or young. There's so many different ways to say it. I say y'all. I say, I don't normally say howdy, but I do say howdy. Like, howdy y'all. If I'm trying to be funny. So that's still part of me. If you want to be funny, make sure that the post is funny. Make sure that your email is funny. If that's the way you want to be portrayed, then that's the way you need to have it written. So there's so many things with AI, and there will be a day that I'll do another AI training, probably soon, because I am going to do what I normally do is I create inspirational or motivational posts for daily posts that I share in the Canva groups. There's two Scentsy Canva groups, and I put them in there. So you can always search Scentsy and Canva, and you can probably find the groups. Make sure that you answer the questions. I normally do them before the day of, but I haven't done them yet. So just think about it. What else can you do? If you feel like this month is ended for you, there's nothing else that you can do, and you're not close to your goal, then start front loading for next month. Start reaching out to customers, letting them know that there's a new catalog that's coming out, that there is a new collection, the Harvest collection is releasing. Share some images, share a flip book, share a downloaded catalog. You can send them PDFs, but PDFs through text messages and PDFs on an email, I like. So I always try to make sure it's some kind of link going somewhere. But that's what I got for you guys today. I'm doing this, and then I'm also doing schoolwork. I take a break from one, and then I go to the other, and then that way I can take a break so I feel like I'm still accomplishing things when my mind starts to drift off. When Scentsy starts to become a little bit overwhelming, then I'll go back to schoolwork. And when with schoolwork, I'm like, oh, I need a break from my brain. I go back to my Scentsy land. So that's kind of how I function. I have multiple screens set up so that way I can do that. So I hope that that's giving you a little bit of insight. Again, I'm sending these out. Oh, and I'm also attaching a picture. So I created an image in Canva that somebody has shared in one of the Canva groups, and it's like a newsletter. And I put my picture on it and my information, and I'm uploading it. So it will be included in the email when it's sent out. And then I just press send, and then it will tell me that messages in outbox will send within 10 minutes. So when you click on return to communications, it will show you your past, like, oh my gosh. So I've had, out of all the emails that I've sent, so this is really good. So when you send an email through Scentsy's marketing email link, which it still comes up with your email address, it will say how many I sent, how many were delivered, how many were undelivered, how many were opened, and how many were clicked. Guys, those 5 things are really important. So I need to know how many I'm sending out. I need to know how many were delivered, because if there's an address or an email address that's incorrect or they blocked me, I need to know not to send them out emails. Then I want to know how many people are opening it. So the very first one I sent yesterday. So it was yesterday. I sent 47. 29 of them were open. Now, one of them was mine, and one of them was my husband. So 27 other people, other than me and my husband, got an email that they opened. And then 4 clicked. So that means something in the email they clicked on. So it was either your website. For me, it'd be either the website or the flip books. Again, this is coming through Scentsy with your email address. So there's also your information or Scentsy's website on there. So it could be anything in the email they clicked. So that was the first one. I had 27 open from the 47. That's not bad, guys. That's about half. This next one, this was the first one sent. 44 were sent. 43 were delivered. 14 were open, but nobody clicked in that group. That's okay. It was just a no. It's still, well, I guess it's one. Then, see, the next one, 39 were sent, 37 were delivered, 14 were open, and 1 was clicked. So I'm still about just under half of the emails I'm sending out for them to be open. I still want to work on that clickable. I want to make sure that they're clicking in things. So the last one I sent, or the last 2, so 44 sent, 40 delivered, 18 open. That's not bad. Again, right underneath half. 41 sent, 38 delivered, 16 open. Again, right under half. So I am feeling very accomplished on this. Very accomplished. And it takes about 10 minutes or so for it to start getting the information to do that. And again, this is under your contacts tab, under communications. It'll say communications homepage. So that's where you can go. And that's what, so again, that's what I'm doing today. Then I just go back and I go to the next grouping. This is the next group. So I do select all, and then I go through. No email address. Email address. Some of these were some of the first customers. Like this is 2020, 2021. I've been really trying, 2021, to make sure I get email addresses for everybody. And again, these are every single person. And again, I'll go through this before I send this out because I want to make sure I'm checking it, because I am talking to you guys. I want to make sure I'm not sending it out to random people. Or my tests. I do have a couple of emails in here for tests because I want to show things on the workstation. So that's it. Just keep going. Just keep working through something today, or start getting ready for September 1st, because this incentive, you cannot sleep on this. You cannot wait till the end and try and scramble to get points. You need to be asking people to book parties. You need to be figuring out what parties work for you. I'm doing Zoom parties. I'm doing in-person parties, and I'm also doing parties like the Facebook parties on my business page. Those are those options. I will offer, if they're local, like a party in a pouch or a bag party, however I want to word it. And then just a rewards link if they just want to order from themselves but they don't want to share it with some friends. So those are those options there. But then I'm also asking the question for someone who is really excited or has done parties for me before, has ever been interested. I'm just asking them, what about signing up right now? You get 10 you get the 10 new scents in with the $99 $99 kit. So I'm offering them. If they're going to say no, no worries. Maybe now's not right. Maybe now's not the right time. It's okay. Like, I'm not worried about it, but I ask. And then they'll think, you never know. So that's what I got for you guys today. I am Cassie Bollinger. This is my journey, my struggle of rebuilding, regrowing, and re-expanding my customer base, my team, and my business. I hope you guys are getting a little bit of tidbits here and there. Again, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to comment. Let me know what you're liking about the videos. Let me know if there's something else I need to cover. Also, I just love hearing back from you guys. I love if you guys have an aha moment, drop it down below. Let me know, because the more feedback I get, the more I try to do videos, because I feel like I have a purpose. And I have a purpose. God has given me a great purpose to continue doing things even when I feel like no one's paying attention. But guys, everybody's always watching. And I'm okay with that, because I can take the good, the bad, the ugly, and all of it, because I've been there. I've done that. I've done it all. So I love you all. I hope you have an amazing last day of the month. Guys, either push forward or start collecting orders to start for tomorrow. I love you all, and I'll talk to you guys soon.